Boy, oh boy, did I speak too soon. Very recently I said that my life couldn't get weirder, or my collection, and then I brought in Transformers Prime Soundwave. Who's an odd figure, there's no doubt, but I don't know if they come any more peculiar than this guy. Taking a step back in time today, I'm going to take a look at the Transformers Voyager class Generations Whirl in the latest GotBot True review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and to those just coming to us for the first time, I always appreciate all the support that you guys give me. It means the world, each and every one of you. I am your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, and me everywhere. For those who have been following Universal Collision, I am working on Season 2 right now. Trying to get to it. And we have this guy. Okay, it's difficult to even know where to begin with him. The original G1 toy was odd. The character is known as kind of a wild child. You know, he's a flyboy. He likes to kind of get rough and tumble. It's just in his nature. He is somebody who never appeared in the program, the original program, but he has amassed kind of a cult following and become a real fan favorite over the years. And I can understand why, because he has been given a lot of personality the times he has appeared. I knew one kid who had the G1 version of this guy, and I used to always find it interesting. Now, it doesn't look like any other Transformer. There's no doubt. But my understanding is that it came from a completely kind of different transforming robot toy line that sort of got used within the Transformers greater franchise, and that happened a few times in the early days, of course, and that's why this guy looks so unique. Nevertheless, I kind of dig him. Now, here's the best part. I don't have stickers on him, and sadly I don't have any of his accessories. I wish I did, but I found this guy for, get this, $4. Is he worth that? Definitely. Definitely. He's so interesting, and there's actually a lot of options and things you can do with the guy. Let's look at him as we always do. Paint apps, posability, playability, and of course a transformation. So the paint apps for the guy. Now I did put an Autobot symbol on both his cockpit section and over on his shoulder. And I did that because they're supposed to be there, and since I don't have the labels for the guy, I had to make do. Nevertheless, it's no mistaking who it is, and I don't know if I would have included all of the stickers on him anyway. Personal preference, your call. But I'm going to say that for the look of the guy, it's a solid 8. Yes, there might be more dark brown or dark blue than is really warranted based on the toy. The legs might be in a bit of a different position than the original toy. But nevertheless, I think the guy looks cool. So an 8. Now let's get to the posability, playability, which is odd but kind of amazing in a lot of ways. First, he becomes a helicopter, and he's a great helicopter. We'll get to that in a little bit. He also has a gerwalk mode that can actually be implemented a couple of different ways. We'll also get to that. But for his robot, well, the head can go left and right. It can go up and it can go down, even though it's just, you know, one antenna and one eye. It's not really much of a head. In terms of his arms, they can go actually way out to the side, no problem. we can go around 360 at the elbow. We have a bicep swivel. We have a very deep elbow bend all the way to 90 degrees. Even these hand claw things can open and close. Now when you move one, the other moves. Not because I think they're the one hinge. I think that they're ratcheted into each other for that to work. And that's kind of cool, I guess. Now on the back here, the rotors kind of just hang out here. I guess that's a little bit unfortunate. It'd be nice if they were a little more secure. Maybe there's a way to do it, because guess what? I didn't get instructions with this dude either. In terms of his legs, they can go forward, they can go back, they can go way out to the side. I mean, he can do pretty great splits. The knees in this chicken mode can bend that way to basically 90 degrees. I guess his toes don't really move. Yeah, no, they're kind of fixed. I thought that they did. Now, that being said, some people won't dig the whole kind of chicken legs type of feature. So, is there something you can do about that? You bet! You can always take the leg and hinge it down and hinge it forward. Take this leg and hinge it down and hinge it forward. You can do that and make him taller, first of all. You can also turn the legs around. So there you go. I mean, yes, you need to kind of have the legs bent because now the heels are the toes and the toes are the heels. But it works. There's no doubting that it works. And, you know, he actually gets a really deep knee bend, and he can do high kicks like they're going into style. I mean, there's... maybe because he's such a peculiar design, there's so much that you can do with the guy. Honestly, he can get in so many dynamic poses, articulation for the dude. 25. He's fantastic for articulation. There's virtually no limits. You know what? I just realized that he doesn't have a waist. And I don't even care. Like, that's how good this guy is that really doesn't bother me. So, we have about an 8, we have a 25. The guy is easily scoring like a 17 right now. Let's look at the transformation for him. Straightening these up again and turning them around in the correct direction. At least doing that much. He has 2 modes. We're going to go to his like gerwalk mode, as it's called, first, and look at the variations there, and then we're going to finish it off with his helicopter mode. Oh, but before we do that, here he is next to a current Voyager, that being the Power of the Prime's Grimlock, who I looked at recently in episode 345. He's actually a pretty interesting figure in and of itself, but taking him out of it, we need to go on with this guy. And what exactly do we do with him? Well, the easiest way I think to begin is to come to the back and twist this little black armature up out of the way. I think you're supposed to leave it up anyway, but I've learned that you can really bring it down around to have the rotors at the center of his back. But bring that up and kind of open up these back sections. They don't open very much, but you just need a little bit of room so that you can kind of work on getting the tail fin out. Now, the way the tail fin is done is there's a black hinge up in here, and you collapsed the tail fin up on that black hinge. So now you need to drag that all the way out. When you do so, you should be able to bring all this up straight. So what you did is you used this black, see if I can show this here. You use this black hinge here to extend the tail fin out. between these two blue pieces, which are on these two blue armatures. And then there's another kind of black hinge in here that you straighten all the way out, so now his head is sort of hidden inside. It's confusing, I admit. Let's reposition this so that we can kind of continue it a little bit. Okay, now because this guy gets sort of long, this can be a little bit challenging. So now that we have the tail piece out, and down a little bit, we can bring these pieces together. When we bring these blue pieces together, they should tab into each other, and you have two little tabs up here that go into a slot right here on his chest. Like that. It takes a little bit of maneuvering. When I said to straighten out this tail fin piece, when you straighten it out, you also angle it down on this black hinge. And this curvature here goes into this curvature here. So you straighten it out. And it snaps in like that. You can see how this is coming together, I think, as a helicopter now. You can even open out the rotors if you want. Okay, now, open up. Actually, you know what? Let's leave the arms for now. Let's start looking at the gerwalk modes. Take these legs and angle them down. So gerwalk mode that's possible number one is this, where you have the legs forward, the arms down, and the rest of the helicopter together. Gerwalk mode number two is you can flip down that, and it kind of becomes like a third stabilizer for him. Gerwalk mode, technically three. You can bring that all the way up, and you can come down underneath. Actually, before you bring it up, you can come down underneath, and there's a slider here, so you can slide the legs back, and then bring this all the way up. Straighten out the legs and the arms, and there's kind of the next potential configuration for the gerwalk mode. But that's not it. If you don't like either of that, you can transform the arms. And to do that, basically, you bring those out and you bring this up on the side. When you bring this up on the side, you have a little tab here on the blue that goes into a slot up here on the black. And tabs in. And over here, you open up his claw pieces. You turn at the bicep to bring it out. Again, you have a tab here that goes up into the shoulder. And tabs in. Then you take the kind of weird shoulder assembly pieces, and they're going to collapse into the body. You want to angle the arms like this. You know that you have them angled correctly when the black that's on the shoulders is facing forward. When you have that done, bring that into the body. And you bring this one into the body. Now you'll notice that I can't bring this one into the body. This was something that I wanted to talk about. These shoulders are on these, actually I'll close those up again for a minute to get out of the way, are on these weird black arms in here. You really need to kind of have them positioned correctly to allow the arm to bend the right way. And what you have is you have a ball joint in here by the body going into a, not really a ball joint, a weird hinge joint type of thing in the arm itself. But once you do get the shoulder pieces positioned correctly, then the arms can go in nice and tight to the body like this. When you do that, you have a little blue tab on the fuselage right there, and it goes into a little slot on either of the arms. That side's in nice. And now that side's in nice. Snap that together. Angle that down. Open these up again. And now you have the gerwalk mode without the arms being included. The you know, again, it's kind of your call which mode you like the best. If you even want to use a gerwalk mode, you can still bring that down. There's a ton of options here. Now, what about his final mode, the helicopter? Well, let's get into that quickly because it's pretty easy from here. You take this and angle it back up again. You might have to give everything a little squeeze once again. You take the legs and angle them straight down. Little leg black hinges that like the knees are on, they're tight. They are tight. You bring that all the way forward. You take the toes and you push them up. When you push the toes up, this blue heel spur can also go pushed up. So you push all of that up. You take the leg and you turn it this way. How do you know that that's the correct way? Because you have the helicopter skid here to guide you. And you even have this little wing out here to guide you. These will come up on the side. When you bring them up, you have a little blue notch right there. And that little blue notch will go up into a slot right there. And that's true on both sides. Ooh. I got that side in and I got this side in. Oh, no, I don't. I thought I did. There. And in the end, boom, there is your helicopter. And I think it looks pretty sweet. Now, I am missing red detailing on these little rotors and on these ones up here, but they spin out. Well, I guess they spin okay. They spin pretty freely, but they kind of stop abruptly. Still, he's a cool looking helicopter in my estimation. So what about his transformation? What do I think of that? You know, there's so many options in that kind of in-between mode that you can use. He's a very effective helicopter. He's a interesting, weird looking, but really effective robot. None of it is really hard. Everything tabs in okay. About the only nuisance is trying to maneuver the tailpiece between these two blue sections and trying to make sure that these two blue sections stay tabbed together. Still, that's not a weakness by any stretch of the imagination. He takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you got the method down, he's pretty great overall. I'm going to give his transformation a 10. I think it's inventive, creative, different, and most importantly, fun. The guy was getting a 17. A 10 for transformation, easy 10, maybe even a 12. The guy's about a 15, a 14 or a 15. He's so peculiar and I could see why people wouldn't dig him because of that fact. And I really wish that I had all of his accessories because I think that they would be the icing on the cake. But even for this, he is really fantastic. At least in my opinion. Yours might differ and that's cool too. Anyway, as always, I thank you for dropping by and giving me some of your very valuable time. Please keep me in mind. Please keep supporting. Hit that subscribe button. And I very much look forward to the next time that you and I get together for another visit right here inside the videos.